People's Convention is to bring like-minded people into accord with each other to work on the solutions for the problems that we have, and not just make it a bitching session about the problems that we're having. And so, to that end, a People's Convention based upon the people of Detroit, for the people of Detroit, to work on the solutions for Detroiters, right? So to be able to do that, we need to convene people's forums around the city so that we can educate our people as to what is coming up, because these changes are going to happen whether we either prepared for them or not. They're going to happen. So by us being knowledgeable about them, and we can be able to react to them in a way that best benefits us, right? So we can, instead of letting the news and Free Press and Channel 2, 4, and 7 dictate to us misinformation about what's going on, we can get real information about what's going on, because we have people who are talented, skilled, and educated enough on these topics inside our community to be able to form tools to combat the ill effects that will be happening because of these changes that are being made in the charter and in city council by districts.
Well, we talked about it, and actually, Dr. Fleming kind of led a dialogue on the internet, actually on Facebook, actually concerning it, and actually submitted something. I have Dr. Fleming on the line. I just want to get this one caller in before we go to Dr. Fleming. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, my Hotep brothers, this is Michael M. Hotep from the African History Network.
Hey, peace, brother.
We mentioned you earlier. I thought about, I was going through my phone and where I have all these numbers, and I saw your name, and I didn't know. But I'm glad to talk with you, and now I know why it's there. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, brothers, good to be on the line with you. Thanks for having Sabir on. Hotep to Sabir also.
Peace.
I don't want to take up too much time, but a lot of the information, and we're doing this in association with Sabir. Last week was fantastic. There was a huge demand for this documentary screening this week. Last week when we did Hidden Colors screening. But I know you mentioned one of the hosts, I'm not sure your name. I know you mentioned before the Mayflower early on in the discussion.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of our students here at Detroit Public Schools, they have to read that book by Lerone Bennett Jr. Before the Mayflower in high school. And on page 40, if you read it, it talks about the first blacks were called Blackamoors, Moors in this country, okay? And they weren't called that when they were brought here to America. They were called that when Europeans got here to America, because we were already here. And right here in Detroit, you have East Outer Drive, and East Outer Drive runs into East 7 Mile, okay? East 7 Mile Park, East Outer Drive. One block over from East Outer Drive, you have a street called Blackmore Street.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Blackmore Street. This is in reference to the Moors, because they were here. We were here, okay? But when you get a chance to beer, if you could talk about how at one point Indians were called Negroes and Negroes were called
Exactly.
Indians.
There's a doctor named Plecker. Dr. Plecker, who actually was the first one, started changing a lot of these names in records. But Mike, again, it sounds good. Like I hear we saying these events. If people come out Saturday, you will get it. We don't need a big forum for all of this. The solutions are there. We've been having meetings. We keep using the word community loosely. We keep using these words and don't know what they mean. If you walk into our neighborhoods and ask them a simple question, what is your nationality? They're going to probably tell you by 5 different things. What principle do you stand on? They don't have none. They're going to probably tell you they're a Christian, they're a Muslim, Seventh-day. That is not a community, period. We are begging people and trying to get people into a dead place with dead people to explain things. They really don't want to touch the real hard topics, so they want to cushion it and keep saying or blaming someone else or calling someone else crazy, or this person lost their mind because they don't have, they just snapped out. And never talk about why they snapped out. This is why even I like the documentary Hidden Colors, because Umar Johnson was a school psychiatrist and talked about these things, about why people are acting the way they're acting. It sounds good. I'm not talking about the people that may be looking at this or maybe listening to this. They know exactly who I'm talking about when they are talking about we need to have this. We don't need anything. We don't have to create another will. The will is already there. Noble Ali stated it. Your name, nationality. Put it on the record.
What was taken. We need to reclaim what
Exactly.
was taken.
Reclaim it. Stop looking for reparations. You want reclamations, not reparations. Reclaim what already is yours.
I guess the paradox is when I go and visit some of the most affluent, or the most affluent neighborhood, one of the most affluent neighborhoods in Detroit, I guess it's Seminole, Iroquois.
Yeah.
What
Seminole
was
just
the other
means
street?
runaways.
Yeah.
That's all Seminoles really means.
But I appreciate the call. We'll get a chance to do
Thank you,
this
Brother
again.
Mike.
Brother Amotep, stay in touch with me.
Indian Village.
We can we can kind of keep this going on semi-regular basis.
One quick last thing. I just wanted Sabir just to touch on it if you had time. The case of the free sundry more, the 17.
Wow, yeah.
Maybe we can do it closing out. Thank you so much.
Closing out. Thank you, brother.
Yeah. Dr. Fleming.
Yeah, good morning.
You kind of led the discussion on Facebook regarding, I guess, this People's Convention. Like I said, your document was more of a Magna Carta than what I've seen in terms of scheduling this kind of activity. Because you gave this kind of broad, overarching description of what should happen, and I think we're talking about how we educate folks to do certain things, and perhaps there should be some breakout sessions and all of that. Well, let me also state, Lee, and I'd like you to respond to this. We have seen this kind of organizing attempted, and sometimes it can get real narrow. Mm-hmm. in terms of what the focus becomes. Mm-hmm. For example, in one instance, there was a group of people that felt as though if we did not challenge and somehow impact the veracity of the voting process, mm-hmm. then nothing else could happen. And therefore, that is the most important issue. And that should be the core objective of a people's convention.
Okay, let me put it this way so that everybody understands. If you have 9 chains holding you down, breaking 8 of them ain't gonna set you free. You gotta break all 9 chains. And the voting process is just one of those chains. The purpose of the convention is to bring a critical mass to all of the chains that are holding us down so that we can break free and move forward together, everybody. Right? And the people who have to take ownership of it are the citizens of Detroit. We all have to own this process. We all have to feel, even if we choose not to participate, that we had a chance to participate and be able to move this city forward together as one people, on one accord.
Dr. Fleming, your document looks more like nation building than even a document that actually follows what we've characteristically assigned as a people's convention.
One of the things that we have to understand is, like the brother said, regarding who we are and where we come from in reality. We have not afforded ourselves to get into a room, as it were, and debate, where the voices could be heard and the people could consider the various arguments, and we draw a consensus from the debate and a policy move from the debate and a definition from the debate. Up to
Right.
this point, each one has gone and said, Noble Drew Ali got it, Elijah Muhammad got it, Marcus Garvey got it, Dr. Fleming got it, Richard Harrison got it. This is what we have been doing up to this point. And so the people are confused. Voting will get it. If we just vote this particular person in, we got it. None of this has worked, though many of these things are, like Brother Gaddis said, could be viewed as change. What the People's Convention, as I see it, will do, will in fact have us come together with an understanding going in that the way we have been doing things has not worked. Therefore, we come together, we debate this, and we stay there, and we hammer out a policy, a definition. If we want to call ourselves Moors, then that debate is going to say we're going to get a policy. The people are going to come to terms with that and say we are Moors. And we have, from this point forward, we define ourselves as such. This is what this environment will do. And it will also knock off the opportunists. It'll knock off the sellout.